townships still have a good idea where they're at. So we did the east side, or the west side, they're gonna do the east side with the region, and then they're gonna go out and do the local roads to give us that entire thing, everything other than gravel roads. We do still have, I think we brought it to you once before, but we got the nifty clothing, if anybody wants one, we need them today. So if you're looking to get anything, we need them today to Heather, so she can get the order in.
Not much for polo shirts, I know that.
There's vests, jackets, t-shirts, hats, whatever.
Earmuffs.
Don't know about earmuffs.
I need earmuffs. I'm gonna save over my ears.
And other than that, I believe. Did I miss anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I was hoping to just say, ask if you had questions to be done, but.
Women's upper vest.
No, that's fine.
All right, old business. We got old business? You're thinking?
I am.
A lot of people want to give us some business.
I guess I would talk about Sweet Clover Hills. I see that we got the estimate out to them finally.
Yep.
Was there a reason why there was a delay in that? Cause we've been talking about that all summer.
It was just us.
Okay.
take
And the other comment was that Sweet Clover subdivision, the people that are at that meeting, they indicated there's probably more miles out there than what's on our certified mileage.
Then it's not ours.
So I guess I would double check that and make sure that that quote covers the right number of mileage.
Well, it's gonna cover the certified mileage. If they've got more out there that aren't certified, we don't do it and won't do it.
Well, there was question about that, whether the certified mileage matches up with what's actually out there.
Okay.
But they still assured me it was, I thought linear footage was under 2 miles, but they told me 2 miles because of all the cul-de-sacs. So, I don't know,
I'll have Heather double check them, but she went by the cert book and.
Okay, well, it's.
There is a lot of subdivisions out there that have more, and they think it's all part of their subdivision, it's not.
Right.
And they're private little spurs that go off or something, and.
But my understanding, now again, my understanding is that those roads were all brought up to road commission specs before the road commission accepted them. And I don't know that there's been any expansion since then. So that would be my question, why they wouldn't all be certified, but you guys might wanna check that.
We can check, but I will guarantee you, if it's in that cert book and that's what the state has certified, that's what they're gonna pay for. Even if there was an error way back in the day when that got done, if they're not certified, they're not certified.
Okay. All right, so there's not a matter of us getting them certified then to increase our mileage. But we still have to, because we accepted the whole subdivision, we still have to maintain the whole thing.
We didn't accept the whole subdivision, we accepted the certified roads.
Oh, you might wanna have a conversation about that then.
It is what it is, that's.
Well, no, I
that is.
understand that, but they need to be educated.
Okay.
That's my.
Because there are a lot that, and I'll use my little place up north. There's a road that goes through, and it's called Orlando's Hideaway, and there's all these little things, and that's the
Right.
subdivision.
Right.
But then, off of this one, now that went to here, now this one went to
Right.
here. It went outside that original subdivision,
Right.
even though it's done at the same time, that subdivision still cut off. That's where it was certified to, and none of these other little spurs that would have gone off were certified, because they're not in that technically subdivision, even though they think it is. It's all, looks like it's all part of it, but.
So is that because the state goes by the plat, original plat?
Yep, and then it
And
gets
so
submitted.
if those spurs aren't in the original plat.
Yep.
So again,
It could be all kinds of reasons, but.
well, yeah, but I think the township
Heather's
and,
weighing in here.
okay, alright,
She said, we checked it and it's legit, 1.5 is the mileage that's certified.
okay, and that includes and that'd be close to what they were telling me, cause they increased it, cause I was
You're
giving
saying
them.
2.
Oh, no, what I said
Okay.
is it was under 2, I used,
Okay,
they said, but figure 2 because of the roundabouts
okay.
creating more mileage, because the roundabouts are just a roadway. And so, again, I was throwing out some crazy numbers to them about what reconstruction of a mile would be, and how much that would be based on 65 lots.
And originally, we had told them, or we talked about doing an overlay.
Yes,
And when we went out and looked at it again, there needs to be a mill and fill.
right,
And so that'll help in some cases. So we'll mill off 2 inches and pay it
Right.
back 2 inches.
right,
So you won't have a whole lot of shoulder
right.
work or
Well,
stuff to
I
do.
would say your estimate to them was less than what I was telling them, so
Okay.
that's good news, but I still don't think they're gonna pay almost $7,000 a lot to get it done. Because there's 65 lots out there,
Okay.
on like, it was like 440,000 or something is what I was remembering. So anyways, I just know we had that discussion, I wanted to make sure that our quote covered all of the roads.
The cul-de-sacs are figured into the quote
Okay, perfect,
by square
All right.
yardage.
alright, so we don't have to talk to them, we're good.
Why don't they do a special millage
A special assessment?
assessment?
Well, that's what would cost us
It would,
$7,000.
but it'd still be about $7,000 per lot, and the people who were sitting there said, no way are they spending that much money. Now, I'd have to say, I drove those roads, there's no potholes, there's some cracks, but all roads crack. My understanding is that those roads were never chip sealed, and the
Right.
township went through, because they wanted maintenance on the roads, so the township paid for chip sealing a couple of years ago, I don't know what a couple is, and since then, they've been complaining because
They don't like chip seal.
they don't like chip seal because it's not as nice for them to ride their scooters or walk across
The
to see their
exact
neighbor.
was, a
That's
lady
every-
called in and said they don't like chip seal because she can't walk to her mailbox
Yes.
barefooted.
Yes,
Oh, is that the one?
yes, that's,
Yep.
yes. So again, I would say if I lived in that subdivision, those roads aren't where you need a redone. I didn't think they were that bad. But they want nice, fresh asphalt and no chip seal is what I think they want. But I don't think they wanna pay for it either.
That's
But that's just a
a big
conversation.
chunk of it.
But my concern was that our quote covered the full mileage that's out there. And it sounds like it is. Okay, perfect.
In
Thank you, Heather.
2015, it was crack sealed, 2012, it was chip sealed.
Well, there you go.
Thank you, Heather.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather.
I thought it was a few years ago about chip seal, because that's been a long
I
time.
mean, that's 10 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
And
So,
that-
we're on the subject of subdivisions. It's been a few months ago now, I was at a Wright Township meeting, and a gal who lives on the south side of Lime Lake was at that meeting inquiring about, getting their subdivision paved. And I think maybe she came to one of our board meetings after that meeting was over. I'm just curious if you've heard any more from them.
Lime Lake, not that I know
About Lake Somerset.
of. Well, there's a bunch for Lake Somerset. Everything from a brand new, they're trying to divide out some property to turn into a subdivision. And so basically, they're asking about putting a private road, coming into our road. So I kind of tried to tell them what they need to do there, which will treat it as a commercial driveway, basically. But I did give him the information that the road needs to be built like this with 33-foot right of way or 66-foot right of way, blah, blah, blah. If you ever want to turn it over to a road, that's got to be there in the planning. And so I don't know what they're going to do. And then come to find out, it's coming into another private road. That private road is what comes into our road, so I'm like, well, I guess you can do what you want there. But I said I would still highly recommend you build it to these standards if you ever wanted to turn it over in the future.
So
So,
they're going beyond the original, crush and shape and repaving bid that we gave them.
this is totally
This is
different.
Oh, this is.
This is a whole new
Oh.
thing. Yeah. The other, we're still looking at that.
Negotiating.
Yeah. Tim Shaw's been busy.
I bet he has been. That was $5 million to.
Yeah, they're still looking at that and discussing that one. No, this is a totally new field or wooded lot
A
that
new
they're talking about.
subdivision, basically.
Yep, dividing it up and putting a road in it. And they wanted to know about the road coming out onto our road. That's why I was trying to deal with that until the last time I talked to him. He's like, well, it's coming onto such and such a road, which I believe is still private. I'm like, okay, wait a minute. we don't care at that point, other than,
So I don't know how this works. If they're doing a new subdivision,
Mhm.
it should be platted, and they should have a road platted to county road specs
Yes.
in order to turn it over to county road and build it that way.
Yep.
But if they do all that and they come into a private road, can we take that road without the other one?
Nope.
That's what I thought.
so yes, that original private would
Right.
also have to be brought up to
Yeah.
our standards.
Up to that road.
So, which I don't think is ever gonna happen, so. Never know, I guess don't say never.
Well, just as long as the person that you're talking to understands those ramifications, so that he can't come back later and say, well, you told me this could happen because I did my due diligence on my extension. So that would be my only, so, need an email in writing. Anyway,
Well, no matter what, it's still your decision whether you take a new road on.
we don't wanna take any roads that aren't built to specs.
Exactly.
And I don't wanna take a road on that I can't get to off of one of our roads.
I would stick with,
So,
that would definitely be my one bad day.
yeah,
Yeah, that would,
right, if I'm still on board, that's the way I think, so,
Anyway,
anyway.
any other questions?
no,
Okay, how about new business? I think we pretty much covered it. Anything on new business? We don't have any public.
no, opposed.
So, a question I have is when will we see the proposed budget for 2026?
Okay, that's what you discussed. So next board meeting, we're gonna be bringing the 2025 amended again, because there's some line items that have been over. And then after that, in December, we plan on bringing the 2026 at that meeting.
We,
So I'll have to advertise prior for the,
Are you gonna give us a preliminary 26 at our
Once-
next
Yes.
meeting? At our next meeting, for us to look at?
Yeah,
We-
assuming
yeah.
you approve, yes, assuming you guys are gonna approve
the
the
amended.
second amended for 25.
why is that tied to the proposed 26 budget?
Cause that's telling you where you end.
Yeah, we go by the ending balance goes on the beginning balance for 2026.
Well, that's fine, you're gonna bring us an amended budget to the next meeting, but we're also gonna have a proposed
One
budget
to
for
review.
26.
Based
One
on
To
to
it.
review, right,
Yeah.
we're not gonna make any action on it,
Yes.
for us to review, then in our first December meeting,
Yeah.
we'll actually approve that
Yeah.
budget.
Yeah.
So I
So-
like,
You have to have a public hearing.
Yes,
okay,
and that's in the
yeah.
process of getting advertised.
But my point is I wanna see a preliminary budget
Yes.
at the next meeting, so I have those couple of weeks to
Yes,
kind
so
of
we
look
will
it over.
have that to
Okay.
you guys.
Okay.
And that proposed 26 will be based off of our amended 25 that we're proposing.
Correct,
And if you change something on the amended 25, we'll
Sure.
need to change the.
Affects the
proposed
26.
yeah.
But
So,
it should, well,
Right,
and then, so if we give you a preliminary one.
Yeah.
So if you guys have any questions in
Yes.
between the two meetings, there's time to ask the questions and we can adjust or do what is needed.
yes, perfect.
I will tell you right up front that we're, again, like we said, we're being very cautious until we hit that March, April timeframe when we see the new funding. Because they're saying right now, we even could be short
We
from
could
here
be
till
short
then.
for November
Like
and December.
100,000 a month.
Oh, there's, the state is shorting you,
Yes, it could. be.
purposely.
Well, that's just what they're projecting.
It's the way the change of revenue streams.
Yeah.
From the old.
Oh, from the
Old to
old,
the new.
the old
process.
budget, their old budget, which
Yeah.
started October 1st,
Yeah.
Yeah.
to the new funding, the
But-
new way they're funding it, and we're not getting the new funding
Yes.
until January. So they're saying, based on the new rules,
Yeah.
we're probably gonna get less money.
Yeah,
Some of the rules
every county in
on
the
this,
state.
like, some of it is changing from this to this. This goes away right now, but this doesn't kick in until
Mhm.
then.
Yeah,
And
that's,
so they're projecting, it could be upwards for us anyway, upwards of $100,000 a month for like 4 months, last 2 months of this year and first 2 months of next year.
that's pretty significant.
Putting
Yes.
us into winter.
Cause they're always
So-
2 months behind, so when I get whatever for this month, you think it'd be November or October, no, it's 2 months from that month, so that was Was it August? Yeah.
Shame on them
No,
for them
September,
not
I'm
fixing
sorry.
this.
Well, that was their fix. Then, after March, April timeframe, it looks pretty good, but still not a lot until all the funding kicks in. Once all the funding kicks in, I think we'll be doing good.
Right, but getting us there.
We gotta get there.
So they have communicated to you what that funding is and how much?
An estimate, not a for sure.
They gotta propose, just like, there's a whole listing by every county in the state.
Right,
That's out there, I think ours goes up to, right now we're at 8 and some change, 8 million some change for our MTS. It'll eventually get to 12 and some change.
so about $4 million.
Is
So
that
that's
with
a
the marijuana?
30, that's a 34, yes.
That's with the marijuana.
That's a 34% increase, eventually. We gotta get there first.
Right.
And for us to see the funds for this full year, for November and December, I won't get that until the end of February, till February. Cause they're always 2 months behind.
Do they have a memo to that effect of what the funding and the timing and all that stuff and how it affects Hillsdale County? Something you could send to us that we could read and understand where we're going and how it's gonna work?
That 100,000 or the projected?
The projected increase.
Yes, yeah, we've got that.
Yeah, I'd like to see that and see what they've communicated with us and what stipulations are on that money.
There's no detail on this.
Yeah,
It's
there's, other than the neighborhood road fund,
Okay.
it's, and then you gotta read into some of their, bills that they put in for those as to how it works. But it specifies out the amount for that,
Right.
it just, I can get that after the
Okay,
meeting.
It's my understanding that the rest of the money is gonna be treated just like the current transportation dollars that we're getting. There are no limitations or restrictions other than what we already have.
It's not restrictions. I thought they might say we have to share some of that with the townships. In the sense of working on their roads.
No.
Because I thought that was the intent, was to help the townships out as well.
The intent is, and by taking some of that match away, because the match is still, and I'm still working on the language, is the match could still be there for the regular Act 51, like the normal 8 million or whatever.
Right.
But the extra whatever comes in for neighborhood roads would require a match. So
And
our money's pretty fluid.
Right, so what's the definition of neighborhood roads?
That's just one of the bills that's funding.
So are neighborhood roads the local roads? Is that what?
Yeah, well, when they say neighborhood roads, I think everybody intended to be what we call local roads is what they call local roads,
Right,
which
right,
is
right.
our roads. All of our roads are there,
Primary.
not MDOT roads,
They,
I guess I would say.
They're lumping them all together.
Yes,
And so we as a road commission will have to determine what a primary,
Yes.
how we're gonna fund primary roads versus local.
we will still have to have a funding policy, and it may be, like I said, they don't have to match it, but
Right,
if they really want a significant project done, they're probably gonna.
right,
But it might go to a 40 or 30% match, or materials only, or we'd have more
more flexibility.
flexibility, because everybody right now recognizes match as 50-50.
Yeah, but we're not 50/50.
Well, that's, at least, it's like a bottom line,
Right,
at least 50. They can match more than that, some counties don't match anything,
Right.
and this will allow them to
Right,
put money in a local road project where they don't have to require those townships that can't afford it.
right,
We could do a project and not worry about it.
right,
That's the intent of the local road funds.
Okay.
So those small, ransom townships and those that just can't afford nothing, we could go in there and pave a mile of road and they wouldn't have to match it. They
Right.
can if they want something better done, but we
But-
can do it, right now we can't do it.
right. But we will also have troubles, we have to figure out what that policy is gonna be,
Yes.
so that our townships that have money versus our townships that don't aren't.
And I intend to
Angry with
hopefully
each
have
other.
something on that same December 11th meeting for you, because we need
Okay.
something to be able to tell them when we meet in January what the current
So-
policy is gonna be.
So,
funding.
so what's our conversation with them come January when we don't know exactly when the funding's gonna start as to what we're gonna accept And do we not really do more work this year per se? Is it something we wait till next year? What are we thinking?
I kind of am thinking we need to wait until next year and try to, again, key on some more primary roads, and that way we can do what we need to do for primary roads and help get some of them up.
So
No.
to use our extra funding in 26 for our primary roads, and then in 27, maybe do more
And maybe we'll
help,
see how it all flows.
see how it flows, and then,
But I'm still not gonna project a whole lot of new funding for 26 until.
right.
'Cause it actually could be just that 9 million something, which now you're only
Right.
talking a few $100,000
Right,
difference
right,
in.
right.
You know,
So our
that-
budget for 26 is gonna be based on what we've always done, kinda history.
Yes.
And then any extra funding that does materialize, we'll put into our primary roads into extra funding, is kind of the outlook.
Yeah, I mean, I don't wanna throw too much out there, but
Right,
we could be out there chip sealing and figure out, okay, we got the extra funding, yeah, we're
Right.
good. Maybe we just continue on with some extra chip
Right.
seal, continue on with
Right.
some extra paving, and
Right.
it could just
Yeah.
get absorbed in there,
Right.
but I don't know, we'll have to see.
yeah, we'll have to, right, okay. Just kinda wanna know what your thought process is,
I think it's business as normal from here until we see,
the dollars show up in the checking account.
Yes.
So I would say, I don't
Checks
spend
in
it
the
till
mail.
I don't spend it till the check clears the bank.
That's correct.
Are we good to adjourn?
In this case here, it's a direct deposit.
That's true. I guess I would just make note that our next meeting is on Wednesday, not Thursday.
So, with that being said, cause I already know one's not
I
gonna
won't
be
be
here. Is there, you'll be
I'll
here?
be here.
I'll be
Okay,
here.
I just wanna make sure I had enough people.
And that's also a special meeting at
For the
9
park.
o'clock for the parks.
Yes.
So we're Wednesday, 9 o'clock for the parks.
And I plan calling the day before, just because it is a Wednesday and not a Thursday,
Yes.
just to give everybody a little reminder.
Okay, thank you.
I'm sure I got that in there as that.
like, we'll even call the chair just to remind him.
Yeah,
He's not gonna be here.
I'll still call
You won't have to.
No.
run.
him. He's gonna call in if he's able to.
I think I'll be able to, I'll probably be more.
So that's Wednesday the
So are you
26th.
on vacation?
Correct.
No,
Hopefully.
we're going to Dollars for
Wednesday the
Oh.
26th.
Thanksgiving, they have Grand Rapids.
But again, it's not a surgery or anything, I guess that's what.
Oh, no.
It's not a health issue.
No.
Perfect. That is good. I'm glad to hear that.
It already gotta specify vacation or surgery.
Absolutely, absolutely, we're at that age. Anyway,
Okay, we can stand adjourned. Thank you.